Hello there, my name is Malika and I love to talk about Christmas movies and you guys. Last week I did a negative Christmas review on Dear Santa and unfortunately there's another one this week. My original plan this year was to talk about my favorite Christmas movies that have come out recently on Netflix especially. Klaus, incredible Christmas movie. The Christmas Chronicles on Netflix are both really good movies. Jingle Jangle is a fantastic movie. So I was so excited about a new Netflix Christmas movie. What a disappointment. I cannot believe this movie went through. Now, I will say, to its credit, there are one or two pieces that are sweet, but the overall storyline didn't convey what they said it conveyed at the very end. And it was just so much political agenda pushing. It was so difficult to watch this movie right from the get-go. Now, the movie starts with Santa going through a blizzard, talking about the most difficult Christmas of his career. So you would think it was about Santa's journey, but it's not. It's actually about a little boy named Danny, a little girl named Sam who he's got a crush on, her twin sister Charlie, who is the bad twin, and Bernadette. Now, they are putting on a Christmas play about the story of Jesus' birth, and that's where all the agenda pushing starts. They talk about abortion. They literally said, "She kept the baby," as if Mary thought about aborting Jesus. What? What is wrong with these people? I am pro-abortion. Do what you need to do. But come on, that is just so inappropriate. And to make it worse, it was a watermelon and they dropped the watermelon and red splashed all over the audience after they said she decided to keep the baby. What kind of symbolism is this? Why is that necessary? Also, they're talking about vegans in this time and how they were all vegetarians. And come on, if you had half a brain cell, you would know that people would starve in those days if they didn't have a grocery store full of tropical fruits and vegetables to go buy. It's just so annoying. And of course, we can't forget the climate crisis, and they pushed that throughout the entire movie. There's a blizzard, climate crisis. This is a Christmas movie, you guys. We don't want to talk about politics in a Christmas movie, especially not on a play about the birth of Jesus. I'm not even super religious, and it's very disrespectful. Can you imagine if they did that to any other religion? That movie would have never been made. So I just feel it's completely inappropriate. Now, I will say it's done in a lighthearted manner, and they're trying to be cute about it. They tried to make light of it, but it just doesn't come across to people who watch movies to stop thinking about all that. That's what these people need to understand in Hollywood, is that we watch movies to forget about those things that are going on that we don't want to think about for an hour and a half, right? Especially in a Christmas movie. So just that whole thing with it made me dislike this movie right off the bat, even though it did have some good qualities to it. And maybe if you're not as annoyed by that sort of thing as I am, then you'll enjoy it. So let me get to the storyline. The actual storyline, not about Santa, is about the little kids and how their parents pretty much all let them down on Christmas Eve and most nights of the year, it seems like. Danny has a mom who's a very hardworking nurse, and she's always gone. He basically has conversations with her through sticky notes, and his dad is, of course, absent because they got a divorce, and he's just never around. And then there's the two twins. The bad twin is always getting in trouble with her parents, even though we find out at the end what she's really doing is trying to help her sister be happy. So that's just kind of a letdown of their parents constantly getting on her case. And then there is Bernadette, who is kind of expected to be the mom figure, and she's taking care of a bunch of kids while the parents go out to a party on Christmas Eve. They get stuck in the blizzard, and so the kids have their own version of a Christmas because they don't like the traditional Christmas things that they used to do. They talk a lot about Brussels sprouts. So they have pizza and donuts. Now, one of the big things that happens with Santa is that Santa's checking his little naughty or nice meter, sees that the one twin is good and the other twin is bad, and he doesn't want to do this, but he has to give gifts to the good one and no gifts to the bad one. But Santa makes a mistake. He accidentally puts all the toys in the bad twin's stocking. Now, the bad twin wakes up, sees that her sister has nothing, and knows Santa made a mistake. So she gives all those toys to her sister, and she doesn't leave herself with any of them. And that makes Santa see, oh my gosh, she's the good twin. So he goes back and he fills up her stocking before she wakes up. That's the big Santa thing. That is the only struggle Santa had besides being in a blizzard to deliver presents, and he barely plays any role in this movie. Now, little Danny is upset that his mom has to go to work to take care of a woman on Christmas Eve because the woman is passing, and his mom is saying, I'm the only one that's there that she likes and the only one that can get to her during this blizzard. You don't want to pass alone. Of course, he's upset because it's Christmas Eve and he doesn't want her to go. And he ends up talking to his neighbor, who is a teacher, and she's like, it might just be harder for your mother today than it is to you, which is kind of a sweet little thing. It's probably very difficult for a mother to leave her child on Christmas Eve, especially when the kid doesn't want her to go. It's got to be extremely difficult for her to make that decision. So that was very sweet, and they end up doing this whole Christmas thing in an igloo to make her feel better and feel proud, and he says, you're my hero. That's such a sweet little thing. Now, with the Bernadette character, who was taking care of all these kids, they had had a fantastic Christmas, doing all the things that they wanted to do with their donuts and a karaoke party and all this stuff. But the little one, Bernadette's little sister, wanted to go on the family walk, which was a tradition. Now, Bernadette made a joke about it. She was like, all right, let's go on our walk. And they walked 2 feet out the door and then walked back in. She was like, okay, that's our walk. That's our Christmas tradition. But the little girl ends up leaving. And by the time the parents get back, the little girl's gone. Nobody can find her. Of course, the epic conclusion of this movie is when everybody does find her using the gifts that Santa got them. So Danny got this big four-wheeler thing, and he was able to get through the blizzard on his four-wheeler and help find her. But at the end of the movie, Santa, who is the narrator, says it's about Christmas heroes and about being with the people you love, and it's not about gifts. But that story didn't really come across. That whole theme of the movie didn't come across until the narrator said it at the end. It was more to me about agenda pushing, about parents letting down children, about children needing to come up with their own traditions and what they want rather than what the parents want, which is another form of agenda pushing because parents just don't have the right answers, right? However, if you're completely fine with that sort of thing, then it's a great movie. Yay! It simply wasn't about what they said it was about, which is Santa's journey and the most difficult night of his life, or the most challenging night of Santa's career. And it certainly wasn't about local heroes being more important than gifts. That's not what the movie was about at all, in my opinion. But that's what they claim it's about. Well, I've spent half of Christmas time talking about the brand new Christmas movies that I didn't care for. And in fact, there was another one. I couldn't even get through it. It was so boring. We watched Nutcrackers on Hulu, and it was poking fun of kids in rural areas that live on a farm. And it's kind of funny to have watched that one after the climate crisis agenda pushing, because if there really is a climate crisis, the people that you're going to want to go to are the ones that know how to farm, know how to slaughter animals, know how to take care of themselves. And then this other side is just making fun of these kids like they're crazy, or, oh my gosh, they're homeschooled, they must be weird. I couldn't even get through that one, and not because of that, but because it was so boring. They just didn't have the story rolling quickly enough, and it's with Ben Stiller. What a disappointment that, one, it's not funny, and two, it was a boring storyline. It might have been the editing with that one. I don't know. I am just superbly disappointed in the 2024 Christmas movies this year. Now, I have not seen Red 1. I've heard that it's really cute. It's in the movie theaters. I just don't go to the movie theaters that much, especially not for a rock movie, The Rock. But while I was doing research on this movie, I found one called Carry On, and that one is coming out on Netflix, and that's more of a thriller Christmas movie. That's my jam, so I will probably do a movie review on that one, and I'm actually kind of excited about that one. That's got the same guy, I can't remember his name, but it's from Ozark. Fantastic show, by the way. If you've never seen Ozark, watch it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the blue jeans and Christmas sweater day because it is cold here in Florida. So I had to rock the blue jeans and sweater because otherwise I would be very cold and have goosebumps. I hope you enjoyed this movie chat, and I'll see you next week. Bye.